Well, hi everyone. This is Natalie McQueen with Your Legacy Stories. And today I am here with Deb Drummond. She is the founder and the brains and the heart behind the 262 women that are standing up, showing up, and speaking up, rocking legacy and tell all. There is a book, there is so much to this movement, and I have been privileged to be a part of it, but we get to talk to Deb herself today. So thank you, Deb, for joining me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that I'm talking to your people. So I'm sure when you were introducing, and thank you for that. Sorry if I sound a little hoarse. We've been a little rocking it over
Right.
here. But I mean, if you were going to put a project together and it's 262 women in a book, and the book says it's basically women of gumption, self-funding women, and it says rock legacy and tell all. And then you add 22 summits of standing up, speaking up, and showing up and making
Right.
legacy. I don't know about them, but would you not be the first person I'd call and say, come into this project? I mean, you were an early adapter into this project because you literally help people make history. And I think the most important thing to talk about, and I don't know how many of your listeners are, they're in their dreams with their entrepreneurial business, or they want to, or they're side gigging, or they're doing, or they're side projecting or profiting. I don't know what you guys are doing out there, but we know that everything that we're doing is making legacy. Being a parent is making legacy. All of that is making legacy. And so it's cool for us over here because we create this platform for women and those that support women. So in my opinion, that's everybody being
Yep.
able to make a statement, tell the world what they're doing, attract them to their profit nonprofit. This is my hobby. This is my podcast. So I create a platform that they make their own legacy from. But it's interesting because us legacy makers, us brave ones, right, that want to throw up and get on the stage anyways, is that sometimes we forget to take care of our own legacy. And that's really where you come in, right? Because we're making legacy in our career, we're making legacy in our life, but it's not often that, we probably want to sit back and go, okay, we should be archiving this. This is moments like when we're
Right.
on Facebook or sending out our pictures or what have you, we need to be capturing those moments, writing those moments down, because it's not like when the time comes for someone to talk about us and our legacy, they're going to go through our reels and our scrolls and all of that kind of stuff. So it wasn't obvious that you needed to be here to help these legacy makers make sure they're taking care of their, making sure they're taking care of their own legacy, kind of like, people that are in construction, their cardboard, their cupboards are falling off
Right.
the walls, right?
Well, it's been
That's a
such,
long-winded answer. I'm sorry.
yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
been such a wonderful experience. I've met so many amazing women through this experience, people that have gone back to being the first rock photographer, and, people that are helping disabled people to dress for success, to dress to feel like a regular person. I mean,
Mhm.
I will never forget that story and how it made me feel like I'm so proud to be a part of this group and be showcased on stage with these women that are making such a difference in the world. So I'm so glad you thought of me and wanted me to be a part of this project, but I 100% said yes, absolutely, right away. You've helped so many women, and what I love, Deb, you really help us elevate each other, and you do give us that platform. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But, I won't say but to that. I'll say that, we all have platforms that we can maybe step up a little more in, whatever that is. And I think it's these big examples of empowerment, even though that word is probably a little overused. It doesn't mean that it's any easier. Like empowerment, becoming empowered is a really tough journey. Like it really, I've had to go through many tough squeezes to get to where I am culturally, my age, my gender, my this, like I was raised in children should be seen and not heard. And now I'm
Right.
encouraging women all over the world to stand up, speak up, and show up. That's a pretty interesting, vast difference. And so obviously you don't get to that place by yourself. And I think that's why why this incredible platform, because it's interesting, right? There's 262 women in a book. There's probably 300 to 400 speakers. There's 500 to 600 women in this project behind the curtain, like behind the curtain. So when a woman comes on and, does the live on, everything we do is online because it's global and they're live online. It's like they get to feel that they're part of a community and they get to fall back on that community. And I think that's really important because it makes people talk more stronger, and it also empowers them after they get off the stage. It wasn't like this thing that they did and they don't have a resonating factor. And then I think the fact that we're going to be book touring for 5 years with the book, and women get to sign that book and meet us wherever, what state, province, country that we're in. Yeah, that's amazing, right?
Arizona better be on that list.
well, you ladies out there better get something organized, because that's how I'm doing it. I'm like, I'm organizing the one in Vancouver, June 6th, for anyone that wants to fly. It is open to the public, and there is media and celebrities. We have the celebrity packages, ironically, being made right now in Australia. Wow. And so that's the part of global, and then they're getting shipped to Canada. But June 6th is a place where, men and women, it's a women-owned pub. Yay, fun. We have an international DJ coming in. Yay, cool. Yeah. And she used to be a part of a girl band in London, England. And so anyway, so it's that kind of thing. And because, that's what we want, right? Like, I don't think movements are exclusive, right? Like, that's not what we're kind of trying to achieve here, right? We're just trying to achieve an equal playing field. And so that means we both want to play in the same baseball team,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's live events that are going to be happening everywhere, but obviously Natalie's in the book, and obviously it'd be great if you could hook up with her and meet with her, whether it's Arizona or where in your area, and see that signature being signed on her page. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah. Looking forward to, really connecting to a lot more of the women that I haven't had the chance. 262 women, you've got a lot of one-on-ones that you can just go and understand what they're doing and see the collaborations. And that's what I love.
Yeah. Well, there's a Facebook page that makes it easier. Internally, there's a private Facebook page, but we've now just launched the Instagram, like on March 8th. And so that's public. And then the other one is there's a public page of the 262. It's a public page as well. Maybe you can put that send that out to your people that they can come. And if you are in business of some kind or project, every Tuesday we call it Turn It Up Loud. And you can post for free. Like, this is just a place for you to be able to let the world know what you're doing. And then if you're a speaker or an author, and, the movement was, we were to wrap up May 11th, right? And then, of course, the women are like, no, and we're like, okay, I'm not doing 22 summits in 15 months, but we are doing 4 double days. So we hit all time zones 4 times a month. And so any woman that is a speaker there, or any woman that wants to do like what we're going to be talking about later about doing a quote, can do something, they can be a part of the inner circle and being able to tap into all of those resources. And we're going to be meeting as of May, because, it's kind of crazy right now. As of May, we'll be meeting all together in remember we called it the Millionaire Girl Guide Summer Camp.
Yes.
So women can come on and see what they do and then say what they need for 30 days. I think that's such an important tool, because we're so vast. And so if I was to meet you and I'm like, I'm not quite ready for your services today, or if I said to you, hey, what do you need in the next 30 days? If I had a magic wand that could help you in your life or your business life, what would you say? And you could say to me, I'd like to have more Instagram followers. Please follow my Instagram. I'd like to get this new project out. You've got a project out. You've got a quote journal and some books and things like that going as well. So you could say, this is what I need to fill. When someone knows that one thing, then they know exactly how to support you.
Absolutely. I love women supporting women in any way. I just love
Yeah.
What I find is when you take that time and you get to know their businesses a little more, then when you are just going along life, you hear someone and you're like, you need to meet that person. So it's just the instant connections. It's the instant us elevating each other through getting to know each other better and understanding business and how they can serve the world.
Mm-hmm. No,
I love
no,
it.
absolutely. And it sounds so Hallmark until you're in it. It
Right.
sounds so Hallmark until I share with you or we share with you. Or it sounds so Hallmark until, I mean, look, we still have 9 summits that your audience can come and just honestly, it's
Yeah.
free and it's accessible and you can be inspired and motivated. March 16th, you're going to see your friend Natalie in the opening reel talking about it's an empowerment drop that you did. And it's so cool. And just coming to fill up their bucket, we know that even as attendees, like it's one thing to be active on this side of it, but we've had up to 4,000 attendees. And if it
Yeah.
is really true that when you change one person, you change seven, then that's a lot of people that have come that are really motivated. And we've got a treat. March 16th is we have a woman who's doing incredible things. You need to reach out to her and have a conversation with her.
Yep.
And she wrote a book about a story of goddesses with her husband. And they were like, how do you feel about having a couple on? And I'm like, well, that's really interesting. And we really thought about that. And it's like, there's a prime example of a man who comes from TV land, like really big TV, stuff, and merging with his wife to write a book about goddesses. It's called The Orchid. And that's someone that you need to be in touch with.
Right.
And she's going to be speaking. She's going to be, they're going to be speaking together. And I'm like, wow, that's very cool.
Yeah. Well, I posted the last, as you know, I spoke on
Yeah.
the March 8th. And so I posted the summit. I
Mhm.
had people saying, can I see the replay? I wasn't able to be there. And I'm getting such great feedback. You know what? It's a day of just women giving and sharing what they've done, how they do it, making you really think and stop and take that breath of, like you said, filling up your cup.
Mhm.
So every summit, I try to book off as much time as I can and then get hold of that replay if I've had to take appointments.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can't get out of it the whole day, but if you can get any part in, you will not regret it.
Well, for me, I always wake up in the morning and I believe in shoving as much good stuff into my head before my head starts talking. After I get past my country music, and then I usually do a little Christian country music, and then I get into like something like the Rankin Family, and then I'll go completely collective soul or something,
Yeah.
and a little Janis Joplin, and then I get into my kind of my download stuff. And I will have the summit on just in the background of me doing my day. I'll flip it on when I'm prepping my dinner. And you
Yeah.
always, even if you've seen it once, you're going to see it again. And so we release it for 8 days free, and then it goes into a vault. And then, I don't know if your audience knows that, their friend Natalie is going to be on TV, but all of those summits turn into a TV episode. And then we're going to be doing a release after this whole party's done, where they can go and see all 22 summits,
Nice.
AKA episodes. And that will be an incredible, like, that's just like
Oh
flip
yeah.
that on for some good stuff,
Right. Oh, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Deb. Is there any final thoughts you want to share with the people
Yeah.
to make sure that they're not missing an opportunity to either be part of this
Yeah.
or just to come and enjoy?
Yeah. Well, I think that if you can, we don't use a word, and with my team and I, we don't use a word. That word that we don't use is busy. And I know that a lot of times women will say, oh man, I would love to have come. First of all, women and those that support women, I would have loved to have come, but I was busy. And I'm
Mhm.
like, if you needed 15 minutes that day to go da 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 da, could you? They're like, yeah. This is not like you have March 16th, March 21st, April 6th, any 20th. If you look in your book, I'm pretty sure there's stuff that you have going on.
Yep.
You need to carve out 20 minutes. Where you carve that 20 minutes out, let's just say it's a divine choice. Just ask yourself internally, where in this day of this 6 hours, 8 hours that these women are going to be going for it, can I carve out 20 minutes for myself? Because if you could, you would, and you can, so do it. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is gifting to yourself. If you want to be part of
Oh,
the
it is.
party, yeah, it's a gift to yourself. Look at it's a gift. I sit here and watch it, and I literally don't feel like I need to do anything else for the next, because I feel so full spiritually and I
Yeah.
feel connected. The whole thing behind this is about feeling solidarity, which very, very few people have had that experience of feeling like when they wake up, they have a world supporting them. That's what solidarity is.
Yeah.
This summit coming up right now is called the Collective Sisterhood. Like from a female standpoint, and don't worry, gentlemen, if you're listening, we have it extends out, but the inside is called Soulpreneur Sisterhood, like the sustainable Soulpreneur Sisterhood, keeping us sustained. That's you can't measure that. You know, when you go to a therapy appointment or something and it's really good and you walk out and you're like, I feel better. It's like that, even if it's 20 minutes. The other thing when you go on to a summit like ours is that you're supporting that person. You might not even know them. You may not know them. You might not know them, but you came on and supported. That will come back tenfold. And if you want to participate, well, we are starting the 4 summits as of August, and obviously we're taking applications for that. I think the big thing is that sometimes people look at someone like myself or like you that, you know, you speak, you're elegant, you've got books on the market, and they're like, I'm not there yet. I'm not as good as, look at you. It is a live online. And trust me, we coach you on the inside to make sure you can do a 20-minute conversation or an interview and you'll sail it. So if you're nervous, well, it's okay. Do it anyway. Right?
Right.
You're not making time for it because you're B. You're not B, you're abundant. When people say, oh my gosh, you're so, I go abundant. You're living an abundant life. Lucky you. Like lucky you. Make the 20 minutes out to keep you sustained in that lucky life that you're having that has you so abundant, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
That's a perfect way to end.
Yeah.
So we'll see you on the 16th.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Deb.
Okay.